All right, everybody, it is the Working Fans Podcast. We're going to talk about Dominik Mysterio today. Does he have the right kind of heat? Is there such a thing as the right kind of heat? We're going to explore all that a little bit later. First thing, shout out to Wicked Slice Pizza out in Coventry, Connecticut. It is 3466 Main Street, Coventry, Connecticut. Awesome pizza. Check them out. They're delicious.
How can you describe them as awesome pizza? They are wickedly good pizza. That food is so good, it will make you want to slap your mama for all that food she gave you.
And if you want to slap your mama and you need the energy to slap your mama, you know what else you need?
Dude, when you use Dubby and you use the Working Fans as your promo code at 10% off, it's going to give you more energy than a gun carried by Cash Wheeler. That's all I'm saying.
Jitterous energy too, which we don't know if Cash might have some jitters. But
yeah, he might have had some jitters when the police were pulling him over. Dave, speaking of this, what do you think about Cash Wheeler getting pulled over? This is our AEW tag team champion.
Yeah, man, I don't know what to think right now with this whole situation. We'll need more information, obviously. We don't know everything about it. But if Cash ends up being let go by the company, I got to think Dax won't be far behind. These two are like brothers.
He's a week away from the biggest pay-per-view in the history of AEW. 80,000 people hanging from the rafters, and he gets pulled over. We love FTR, but this is a dumb move.
Bad timing. Yeah, like I said, we'll need to know more information. But wow. Yeah, definitely the timing cannot be worse right now. Hopefully all this gets straightened out. But yeah.
Speaking of being let go, how about Lacey Evans?
Lacey Evans, another big move this week. Lacey Evans getting, I guess her contract expired, did not get renewed.
Did the WWE drop the ball with Lacey Evans? Do you think they could have done more with her and with her character?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Lacey. I never quite understood that because I don't necessarily think she was like the best in the ring, although I thought she was capable. But from a personality standpoint and a look standpoint, not only did she have something, she actually had what the WWE typically looks for, especially Vince McMahon. I'm not really sure how this all happened that she never really went anywhere.
I mean, Producer Joe's got something for us here.
What she's got, she just started an OnlyFans. And speaking of OnlyFans, I was just in our email and I found something. I got to play it for you guys.
Superstars! That's right, it's me, the Princess of Weird Day Selves, Princess Josh. And I know, Working Fans Podcast, you guys are wondering what I'm doing on your little channel right now. Well, good news for you two idiots, because quite frankly, I've heard every single thing you've ever said about me at New Heights Wrestling. And while I put pressure spells in and all that stuff, I actually have an opportunity for you two, because I am the co-general manager over at Riot Pro Wrestling, and we need a commentary team. So this is where I'm going to bridge the multiverse and allow you two to cross into a new multiverse, into a new universe, so that you guys may be able to broaden your horizons. I know you're just sitting around doing this podcast and commentating New Heights, but quite frankly, I need to make sure the fans of Riot Pro Wrestling are getting all the juicy details. So, what do you say, guys? You want to shake my hand and make a deal? Of course you do. We'll get to the formalities later. Just know this, Working Fans Podcast at Riot Pro Wrestling. I am a Riot Maker as your co-general manager. And Mr. Showtime, don't worry. We'll be having plenty of fun real soon. I know our trip to the Mega Pizzaplex didn't really go to plan. I mean, yellow rabbits like the spring traps, as they say, right? Nevertheless, Working Fans Podcasts, welcome to Riot Pro Wrestling. Oh, War and Peace.
Whoa.
That was something.
Let me tell you something.
We have to accept, right?
We got a job. Yeah. We take.
Let me tell you something. Riot Pro Wrestling is realizing, especially with Princess Josh, they are realizing something that every wrestling organization on the planet is eventually going to realize. Nobody calls wrestling like the man they call Dave and producer Joe when it comes to your independent wrestling or no matter what level the wrestling. If you want to be legit, you bring the working fans to your promotion.
We will accept that job. The people that have heat, probably AJ getting us heat. Let's talk about Dominik Mysterio. Dominik Mysterio, the name of this episode, does Dominik Mysterio have the right type of heat? AJ, I think I already know what your answer is going to be here, but I'm going to let you explain. Does Dominik Mysterio have the right type of heat?
As someone who's been a heel my whole life, I love Dominik Mysterio. I think Dominik Mysterio has got the goods. He's got the pedigree. He understands the psychology. And by the way, he's got the right kind of heat. He cannot even get on the mic, and he makes it easy for those that are actually working with him because whoever's on the mic across the ring from him now has an easy go-to in the interview to actually work with them and in the segment. My God, Dominik, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Now, I think the question is always like, is it that go-away heat, or do people just want to change the channel? That's been very select few people over the years. I don't get that with Dom at all.
All I know is every time Dominik's on NXT TV, they've got the highest ratings that they've ever had. So, to me, it's a little hard to say he's got go-away heat.
I agree. I think he has the perfect heat. I think he has that heat that you want. Back in the day, if you're the Midnight Express or Ric Flair, he's got that heat. People want to see him get beat up. I would say more of a chicken shit heel heat, like a Jim Cornette, honky tonk man. But yeah, he's that guy everybody thinks they can beat up, and that's why they hate him even more. They want to see him get his.
Well, the difference is at the end of the day, as much as everybody believes that they can beat him up, he delivers in the ring. You can say what you want about Dominik, but he goes in there and has great matches with everybody he's in the ring with.
Absolutely. No doubt.
And then Rhea Ripley's got the opposite heat. She's got people, even though she's a heel, people want her to be their mommy.
Well, when you're hot as hell and you can do the things that Rhea Ripley does, at the end of the day, she's going to have her people that love her. And I think that's the thing, right? I mean, we go back to, I had mentioned Flair earlier, right? There's some heels that just get so over, they end up getting respect and loved. What's very interesting is I find that almost is happening with all the Judgment Day, with the exception of Dom. Like, when you see the Judgment Day come on, there's a reaction. Like, I think I saw it this week. People are cheering. But then when Dominik grabs that mic, no, we don't want to hear this guy.
Well, that, and now the Judgment Day is adding yet another character to the fold who's a little bit of an outsider. Damian Priest doesn't seem to be a big fan, but I know you're a big fan. What do you think?
Well, actually, Damian Priest is a big – oh, no, he isn't a big fan. You're right. J.D. McDonough, yes. The former God, I'm blanking out on his actual original name for all these years. I can't believe it. They actually had me J.D. McDonough now, the Irish Ace.
Yes. That's no, it's all right. Just like Butch.
Jordan
I mean, who was that beat done? I don't know.
Jordan Devlin, yeah. He's a hell of a talent at the end of the day. If you watch all his stuff when he was in Europe, competing in Ireland for like Over the Top and several other promotions.
The funny thing is he spent most of his career wrestling as a babyface. He was not a heel for most of his career.
He's been a heel. He's been a babyface. He's one of the best though at whatever he does, and he's great in that ring. And I think what I like here too is Jordan Devlin is selling like his character on the mic. When Jordan Devlin talks on the mic, he's believable.
Yeah,
and I hope he gets
not only that, but he's also opening up a back door for Damian Priest to eventually turn babyface. In my opinion, I think eventually
Jordan and Finn end up being tag team champions out of this at some point.
Yeah, to me, they could add Jordan to the mix and have him actually and not blow up the Judgment Day.
Yeah. No, I would not have a problem with that at all. I would be big fans of Jordan being in there. Randy,
you could actually. Oh, thank you, Randy. I'm actually doing much better. I appreciate it. It's been a tough couple weeks with a few deaths and some not feeling so good. But it's great to be back here and great to be back with the Working Fans podcast as always.
And are they breaking up the Judgment Day? Yeah, at some point. I don't know if it's going to be happening. They might draw it out for a little while.
They could make it just a bigger stable. Have him and Finn as the tag team champs, like you said. You got Dom as the North American women's champ in Rhea, and you could have Damien cash in the briefcase and give him the championship.
And do you think that we talked about this actually yesterday off air? Do you think this will be Edge's last match tonight? Me and AJ are both going to say no, although we talked a little bit of boxing last week. If I was given retirement a puncher's chance, it has one. I could see Edge calling it. And apparently, he is going to be operating without a contract soon. Yeah. But I don't think this is his last match. No.
Keep in mind that there's a lot of people in AEW that Edge would still like to work with, and that his best friend Christian Cage is also there.
Yeah, and I think there's a part of him that may want to retire with Christian Cage too.
And the thing is I find it hard to believe that it would be a retirement match without actually blowing up and saying, hey, this is a retirement match for Edge. I think that would be a big deal.
Although I will say this, it's added a lot of intrigue to this match tonight, just to see how this plays out. Because these are two baby faces that are going to go at it. They have a great style, and they should have great chemistry together. But it's their first ever match. And again, is this Edge's last match in Toronto?
I think if it was, that they would also have something where Beth Phoenix was there, where, you know what I mean, some kind of big to do.
I don't know.
And plus, even though he's from Toronto, let's face it, nobody does a final match in Toronto. Those plebeians don't deserve this.
Plebeians. Oh, I love it. Take me back. All right. Well, so that's, I think, really going to do it for this week. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything else going on?
There is one other thing that I would like to talk about. It's a very important thing. We are 1 week away from All In AEW All In coming to you live from London. Do you think that this could be the biggest wrestling event of the year? I mean, going up against WrestleMania, it's 80,000 people.
No, I don't think it's going to be the biggest event of the year, but I think it's going to be the biggest event for AEW, and I think it's really good. I guess the problem, I would say, not calling it the biggest event of the year is this card really felt like it was thrown together, and whether that was because they didn't know they had certain people signed or they were waiting for Kingston and Ospreay to get done with the G1, a lot of matches just all came together like last night.
Now, is that something AEW has a tendency of doing, where you get like 1 or 2 matches and then the rest of it does seem to be just kind of thrown together?
A lot of tag matches on this card. This feels like a New Japan pro wrestling card in that sense, right? There's like so many different tag matches, a Stadium Stampede match, the Golden Elite. I don't know. It's a lot of tag matches.
I think a lot of it is just a showcase going into London of, look what we can put together for you. Look how many superstars we can get.
Well,
but Joe, what do you got?
We have a lot of stories going into All In. We're going to get more of it tonight on Rampage, tomorrow night on Collision. We got one more Dynamite before that. Next Friday, we're going to be previewing All In, wrapping all those stories together. And you know where I find some of my favorite stories?
Oh, where?
Read about the Northern Wrestling Federation in the book presented by Russellville.com, The Pro Wrestling Vault, Volume 2. Hear the story of Roger Ruffin, the man who trained Carl Anderson, the Monster Abyss, Jordan Clearwater, Chris Harrison, Jillian Hall.
Plus 45 other short stories including Jazz, Bobby Eaton, Kamala, Thunder Rosa, Mario Mancini, Scott Casey, PJ Black, Kerry Morton, Sal Renaro, Jeremiah Plunkett, Colby Carino, Bam Bam Malone, and many others.
Get your book today at Russellville.com. Russellville. It's where wrestling lives.
Hey, good show, guys. I thought it went well.